Okay, you guys, what is up? The King of Lightning is here today to do Hunter x Hunter 2011 episode 94 review. Now, this episode of Hunter x Hunter, honest to God, simple. Very simple, very straightforward. The pacing at the beginning is actually very slow. The majority of the episode consists of Gon and Palm's date, and off-screen Ramot beating up the living crap out of Killua. And then at the end it picks up because, you know, G2 Speed King comes in there and has a tussle with Morel and Knuckle. So, I mean, that being said, the animation was fine because, you know, animation, as usual, Hunter x Hunter, pretty damn good. The story progression, I mean, they're obviously there, especially for Killua, because character growth, because he finally actually removed the nail in his head that Illumi placed in him in order to influence his decision making when it comes to combat. The moment he removed the nail in his head, he literally one-shotted Ramon. So, like, the whole fight, if you want to call it that, between Ramon and Killua was that it was one-sided at the beginning in Ramon's favor, and then it was one-sided at the end in Killua's favor, where Ramon was beating the living crap, and again, ecstasy. He was, oh man, like this guy, he had a heart. He was, yeah, that's right. He was beating up. He was drooling from the mouth. He was just biting. He just loved the fact that he could beat the crap out of this kid, and he was gonna eat all of his body with the exception of his head. So, and like every time Killua would make like a certain face, like a face of despair or a face of fear when he was crying, he'd be like, "Oh no, oh please don't do it, oh please." It's like, dude, take it easy. It's like, you're here, but you need to be here. All right, you feel me? You're here, but you need to be here. But at the end, what happened was that Killua nailed, and then all of a sudden, Ramon fear Killua. I'm serious. Like he has like the glazed over serious eyes, and then Ramon rushes him, but Killua rushes him before Ramon actually completes the rush, and then removes Ramon's head, in like one fell swoop, and then crushes him, like right there. You know, the what's it called? Japanese, so, and then crushes his head right there. So that was cool. It was cool. But when it came to the other stuff, again, it was very, like, we have Killua, he's crying, and at some point they put in, like, flashbacks of a lot of time spent with Gon, and how Gon he's that catalyst for him to actually finally take that plunge, but it's just that it was very slow. Especially with the whole Palm and Gon thing, I was slow as hell. And the thing about it is that, for me personally, it was unintriguing since Jump Street. Like, the very first time I saw that thing with Gon and Palm, I was very, like, even in the manga, it just didn't intrigue me at all. I mean, in the manga, it was far shorter, obviously. But in the anime, it was like, we see the tree, and then we see Gon and Palm staring at the tree, they exchange words, Gon says pretty much wait, then we see the sun set, then it's nighttime, the tree lights up, Palm is astonished, Gon gives her the bark has a sap that the flies are attracted to, the flies goes over to the bark. It was just slow as all hell. I was like, okay, that's exactly the way I was when I was watching the episode. So I'm not a big fan of the pacing when it comes to the episode of this week's episode of Hunter x Hunter. I'm not at all. But again, the animation, as usual, pretty damn good. And of course, at the end, G2 is now engaging in combat against Morel and Knuckle. Like, G2, like, there's a lot of hype on G2. Speed King, there's a lot of hype on him. In fact, he was the only Chimera Ant, aside from the King, who we saw in movement. We didn't see my Gator guy. Oh! We didn't see the Gator. We didn't see the Gator, man. We didn't see the Gator. We didn't see what Colt was doing. We didn't see what Hagia was doing, or Zazan. No. G2. G2, straight up, that's it. G2, Speed King. So, I mean, that was pretty much it right there. We have, apparently, Nove and Shoot. They were spying on Killua and Gon, because they were already there. Even though they said that we'll be there in 2 days, they lied, and they were making sure that, and well, the reason why they were spying on them was so they could see if Gon and Killua were prepared to see Kite in his current state. So it's got to be pretty bad if they have to spy on the kids to make sure that they're mentally prepared for what they're going to see. So what happened to Kai? I mean, it's never a P2. Remember what she did to Poke. Remember what she did to him. Okay? So Kai right now, he's being controlled by the enemy. And we can clearly see that from the preview of next episode of Hunter x Hunter. It's just that to the point where they need to spy on the kids to make sure that they're mentally prepared, it's got to be really, really serious. And how that's going to affect Gon. Because Killua, he can handle. Killua, he's been an assassin for all his life pretty much, and he's seen a lot of stuff. So he can handle. Gon, on the other hand, Gon, his character is based on emotions a lot of times. The problem with that is that how this is going to affect Gon, because Gon believes that everything's A-okay. All they have to do is somehow fix Kai and remove him from the enemy control. It's just that it's that bad. So we don't know how it's gonna pan out, but we'll see. We'll see. Because I can't give you guys any spoilers, obviously. Now, Gon actually noticed something about Killua. Like because after Killua, like when Killua was carrying Gon away from Palm, and then when they were at the in the following morning, when they were at like the bench area, and they were opening like these toys, like these packets of toys. We have Gon, and like Gon was actually staring at Killua the entire time, and he knows that Killua something is either off or there's something different about him. There's something different about him, and that's because of the fact that again Killua, he removed the nail from his head, so he is liberated. That's what he actually said. Like, I am liberated. I'm free. And the last thing is that apparently Palm, not as powerful as I first thought she was, obviously, because like the way the story made it seem was I feel like Palm was like as strong or as Knuckle and Shu, but no, she's not that strong. But she has this Nen ability where apparently by using this blood and like this weird statue, she can actually pinpoint your location. So that could definitely be like she can just say the name, and then she'll know where you are. So that's very prevalent. That's very powerful. Well, not powerful, but it's very useful ability when it comes to location, when it comes to scanning an area or finding an individual, and that may be a huge asset later on in the arc. So even though she's not powerful, her ability is very, very, very useful. It's just that you need Nove there to actually maintain the bitch, because the bitch, if she goes off, there's no stopping her without Nove. So that being said, the episode overall, again, it was a simple episode. It wasn't, that great. It wasn't that awe-inspiring. The pacing was actually relatively slow. So, I mean, the rating overall, I'll probably give it a, let me see here. I'm gonna give it an okay. I was gonna give it a subpar, but no, I'll give it an okay, because even though the pacing was relatively slow, when it came to the character growth of Killua, we're there obviously because now the nails removed, he is liberated. When it came to the animation, as usual, pretty damn good. When it came to the progression of the story, of course, the date's now over. Now we have Nove and Shu. They're now making sure that everything's okay. We have Morel and Knuckle. They're faced off against G2. So progression stories is also there. So overall, I'll give it an okay rating. So I'm done. King Lightning. Be sure, of course, rate, comment, and subscribe as always. Peace. Have a nice day.